Every midnight lunch needs a theme, and this is selected in phase 1 of the midnight lunch process. The theme can be related to an existing project, it can be related to financial services, human resources, it can be a technology challenge, something related to a customer's issue, or it can be something that the company wants to do in 3 to 5 years, a future challenge. All of those are in frame as prospective theme selections. The facilitator of the midnight lunch will help you drill into the exact language of the theme and how to bring data together for that theme. Also in this first phase is the selection of the team that's going to be undertaking this investigation or this inquiry. Who will be on the team? Why should they be on the team? This is some 5, 6, 7 people, maximum 8, that will participate in the midnight lunch process and be part of this 5 or 6 weeks of discovery learning. In phase 2, the champion of the midnight lunch wants to ensure that there is a diversity of thinking styles present on the team they've selected. A specific focus is given to creativity and risk-taking measures within the team. There is an innovation assessment that each person will undertake, takes about 30 minutes and can be done online. The facilitator will analyze the results of each person's outcome and speak with the champion to ensure that the diversity of thinking styles is present. If not, some members of the team may be asked to step off the team and new members will step on. In phase 3, the facilitator clusters together small subgroups of the team for group interviews. These are typically 2 and 3 person interviews that run for 90 minutes. The focus of the interview are 5 questions that the facilitator has drawn together based on the data and the background reading for the theme. All of the input to the interviews is anonymous, so the report that's brought together after the interviews are complete compiles every participant's input, but no one can specifically determine what an individual has said. This helps the facilitator understand not only the facts and the expertise that each person has related to the theme, but it also helps reveal some of the emotional components that might be present in the theme for the group's participants. Phase 4 actually involves the running of the midnight lunch itself, this 6-hour process that the team has been focusing on for several weeks now. Right before the midnight lunch takes place, some 72 hours ahead of time, there is a brief pre-work exercise that is sent out by the facilitator and that is reviewed by the champion. Everyone has a chance to see the results of the pre-work before the midnight lunch session itself. The beginning of the midnight lunch process starts with some of the findings from the pre-work and then proceeds into a 1-hour warm-up exercise called analogical thinking. Analogical thinking is a process that Edison used not only in midnight lunch, but throughout his innovation endeavors. It compares a technical word to a word from nature. This is a process that is very unique and often unfamiliar to executives, but it stimulates the frontal lobe of the brain, which is the juiciest part of the mind, the part of the mind that Edison used most significantly. After about an hour of analogical thinking, the group undertakes needs statement development. One of the things we often forget to do on teams is actually articulate what the needs are that we're aiming to fulfill for the user of the technology or service or someone who's going to buy it. Actually articulating the needs is something that Edison felt very powerfully and strongly about. His very first patented invention failed because he did not appropriately identify the needs of the user. There are prompts and a template that help the midnight lunch participants go through this need state development process, and it lasts roughly an hour. The next piece of the midnight lunch is the hardest, and this piece lasts for about 2 hours. This involves developing a unique question, a master question that the team is going to use in all of its efforts as the project proceeds forward. A master question involves 3 parts: creating something over which the group has influence, a question over which the team feels tremendous passion and ownership, and most importantly, a unique question, a question the team has not asked before and that the organization has not asked before. So this master question process is very rigorous and again lasts about 2 hours. The team has a chance to vote on their master question 2 times, sometimes 3 times, before they agree on what the most unique and provocative question is that they will ask related to their theme. The final stretch of the midnight lunch means spending roughly an hour on developing hypothesis statements. These if-then statements flow right out of the master question that the team has just developed. The hypotheses actually shape the pathway forward, the action steps that the team will be undertaking in the subsequent weeks and months of their project work. The hypothesis development process ensures that the team will be undertaking discovery learning, not just rehashing facts and data. They will be discovering together and creating that deep collegiality that is so important for innovation success. The final piece of Phase 4 is the development of the final report from the midnight lunch itself. Because the work is done in a software environment, all the comments, all the input to the midnight lunch are available in report format. This report is released by the facilitator within 48 hours of the completion of the midnight lunch. This tool is then used by the team for weeks and months as it undertakes its midnight lunch efforts.